The end of everything. How nuclear war would actually unfold, and why your bunker won't save you. Let's talk about the end of the world. Not the Hollywood version. Not the one where Bruce Willis saves us at the last minute.
I've saved the world 11 times so far in cinema.
Or where plucky survivors rebuild civilization with nothing but duct tape and determination.
And this will require the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape.
The real one. The one where two countries with enough nuclear weapons to glass the planet several times over decide that pride, politics, or a really bad Tuesday is worth ending human civilization as we know it. Act 1. How it starts. Spoiler, it's stupid. Here's the thing about nuclear war that should terrify you more than the bombs themselves. It probably won't start because of some grand ideological conflict or existential threat to humanity. It'll start because of a miscalculation, a misunderstanding, someone's ego. Picture this. It's 2:47 a.m. in Moscow. A radar operator, 3 cups of coffee deep into a 12-hour shift, sees something on his screen. Could be a flock of geese. Could be a computer glitch. Could be the end of everything. He has 4 minutes to decide. 4 minutes. In 1983, this actually happened. Soviet officer Stanislav Petrov saw what appeared to be 5 American ICBMs heading toward Russia. The protocol was clear. Report it immediately, trigger retaliation, end the world. He didn't. He decided it was a false alarm. He was right. A satellite had mistaken sunlight reflecting off clouds for missile launches. One man, one decision, between us and oblivion. We got lucky, but here's the punchline. We've had dozens of these close calls. In 1995, Russia almost launched a full-scale nuclear response because they mistook a Norwegian scientific rocket for a nuclear missile. The nuclear briefcase was opened. Russian President Boris Yeltsin had minutes to decide whether to end the world. He chose not to. That day. So, how does it actually start? Let's paint a picture. Let's say tensions are high. Maybe over Ukraine, maybe over Taiwan, maybe over something we haven't even thought of yet. Proxy wars are escalating. Rhetoric is heating up. Both sides are moving tactical nuclear weapons closer to the front lines. You know, just in case. Then someone makes a move. Maybe Russia uses a tactical nuke on a military target. Just a small one. A warning shot with the explosive power of 15 Hiroshimas. The West has to respond. Can't look weak, right? So maybe NATO launches a massive conventional strike that takes out a significant chunk of Russia's military infrastructure. Russia interprets this as preparation for a decapitation strike, an attempt to take out their leadership and nuclear capability before they can respond. They have a choice: use it or lose it. Guess which one they choose. Act 2. The Decision, or How to End the World in 30 Minutes. Let's talk about the president's worst day at work. Somewhere in the world, a nuclear weapon has just been used. The President of the United States is woken up, or maybe they're already awake because who sleeps during World War III? They're handed the nuclear football. Not an actual football, disappointingly. It's a briefcase containing the communication tools and authentication codes needed to authorize a nuclear strike. Inside is a card called the Biscuit. The president must read a code from this card to verify their identity and authorize the launch. In the 1980s, Ronald Reagan apparently kept his biscuit in his pocket. When he was shot in 1981, the hospital staff cut off his clothes and threw them away, with the biscuit inside. For months, the President of the United States couldn't have authorized a nuclear strike even if he wanted to, because his authentication code was in a hospital dumpster somewhere. Sleep well tonight. But let's say the current president has their biscuit. They're now in a room with military advisors who are presenting options. And here's where it gets darkly absurd. They have about 6 minutes to make a decision. 6 minutes to decide the fate of human civilization. The options are presented like a menu at a restaurant from hell. Option A, limited strike. Take out their military capabilities. Maybe they'll surrender. Spoiler, they won't. Option B, counterforce strike. Hit their nuclear weapons before they can launch them all. Spoiler, you can't get them all. Option C, counter-value strike. Hit their cities, their people, everything. Mutual Assured Destruction. The acronym is MAD, which is appropriate because you'd have to be. The president asks, how many casualties? The answer comes back in that clinical, detached military speak. Acceptable losses in the range of 50 to 100 million in the first 24 hours. Acceptable. As if there's an acceptable number of millions of dead human beings. The president has 3 minutes left to decide. Someone mentions that Russia's dead hand system is probably active. It's a real thing, by the way, an automated system designed to detect a nuclear attack and automatically launch a full retaliatory strike even if everyone in the Russian leadership is dead. It's called Perimeter. The Russians built a doomsday machine and then just left it on. Dr. Strangelove wasn't satire. It was a documentary from the future. 2 minutes left. The president gives the order. The officer with the other set of codes confirms. The message goes out. Across the American heartland, in silos buried under wheat fields and suburban neighborhoods, in submarines lurking in the ocean depths, launch crews receive the emergency action message. They verify the codes. They turn their keys simultaneously. Because it takes 2 people to end the world. One person might have a conscience. The missiles launch. There's no taking it back now. Act 3. The first hour, or when physics becomes personal. 15 minutes after launch, the first warheads begin to arrive. Let's talk about what a modern thermonuclear weapon actually does, because Hollywood has been lying to you. A single W-87 warhead, the kind that sits atop American Minuteman III missiles, has a yield of 475 kilotons. That's about 32 times more powerful than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. And we have hundreds of them. Russia has similar weapons, some bigger. When one of these detonates over a city, here's what happens. First microsecond. The weapon creates a fireball hotter than the surface of the sun. We're talking 100 million degrees Celsius. At this temperature, matter doesn't burn, it simply ceases to exist. Vaporized. gone. Atoms ripped apart. Everyone within a kilometer of ground zero doesn't die, they just stop being. One moment they're checking their phone, drinking coffee, kissing their partner goodbye. The next moment, they're not even ash, they're vapor. They're part of the fireball. They're the lucky ones. First, second. The thermal pulse expands at the speed of light. If you're looking toward the explosion from 10 kilometers away, the flash will permanently blind you. The light is so intense it burns shadows into concrete, the outlines of people who were standing there, permanently etched into the walls behind them. This happened in Hiroshima. Those shadows are still there. First few seconds, the blast wave arrives. This isn't like a strong wind. This is a wall of compressed air moving at several hundred kilometers per hour, with an overpressure that turns buildings into shrapnel and shrapnel into bullets. Concrete buildings collapse. Steel frames bend like paper clips. Cars are thrown like toys. Human bodies are torn apart by the pressure differential. Lungs rupture, eardrums explode, internal organs liquefy. If you're in a basement, the building collapses on top of you. You're buried alive in the rubble, probably injured, definitely trapped. Remember, help isn't coming. Every hospital within 20 kilometers is either destroyed or overwhelmed. Every ambulance is a burning wreck. Every doctor is either dead or treating thousands of other victims with no supplies, no power, and no hope. First few minutes, the firestorm begins. The thermal pulse has ignited everything flammable within a 10-kilometer radius. Thousands of individual fires merge into a single, massive firestorm that creates its own weather system. The fire is so intense, it generates winds of 100+ kilometers per hour, all flowing inward toward the center of the inferno. Trying to escape is like trying to swim against a riptide made of fire. The fire consumes all the oxygen. People who survived the blast and the burns suffocate in their shelters, or they're cooked alive as the temperature inside rises to hundreds of degrees. In Hamburg in 1945, a conventional firebombing created a firestorm that killed 37,000 people in a single night. The temperatures were so high that people's bodies melted into the asphalt. A nuclear firestorm is worse. First hour, the mushroom cloud rises. It's not just smoke, it's a vaporized city, vaporized people, vaporized everything, mixed with the radioactive remains of the weapon itself. This cloud rises into the stratosphere, then begins to fall back down as radioactive fallout. If you survived the blast and the fire, this is what kills you next. Act 4. The Exchange, or When Minutes Feel Like Hours. But here's the thing. It's not just one bomb. It's hundreds. Within 30 minutes of the first launch, both sides have emptied their arsenals. It's use it or lose it. Every silo, every submarine, every bomber that can get airborne. The United States launches approximately 1,500 warheads. Russia launches approximately 1,600 warheads. Some are aimed at military targets, ICBM silos in Montana and North Dakota, submarine bases, command centers. But most are aimed at cities. Because that's what mutual assured destruction means. You don't just destroy the enemy's military, you destroy their civilization, their economy, their people. Everything they might use to rebuild. You don't just defeat them, you erase them. Moscow, population 12 million. Hit by 10 to 15 warheads, ceases to exist. St. Petersburg, population 5 million, multiple warheads, gone. Washington, D.C., population 700,000, metro area 6 million, multiple warheads. The capital of the United States becomes a radioactive crater. New York, population 8 million, metro area 20 million. The financial capital of the world. Multiple warheads hit Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens. The Statue of Liberty melts. The Empire State Building collapses. Wall Street vaporizes, which, depending on your politics, might be the only silver lining. Los Angeles, multiple warheads. Hollywood burns. The irony is not lost on anyone still alive to appreciate it. Chicago, Houston, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Antonio, San Diego, Dallas, San Jose. Every major American city hit. Most hit multiple times. In Russia, Novosibirsk, Yekaterinburg, Nizhny Novgorod, Kazan, Chelyabinsk, Omsk, Samara, Rostov-on-Don. Gone. All gone. In 90 minutes, 500 million people are dead or dying. That's not a typo. 500 million in 90 minutes. The entire population of North America could fit in that number with room to spare. But wait, it gets worse. Act 5. The Aftermath. Or, when you realize the bombs were just the beginning. Let's say you survived. You were far enough from any target. You got to shelter before the fallout arrived. You have food, water, supplies. Congratulations. You're going to wish you hadn't. The first week. The power grid is gone. Not damaged, gone. The electromagnetic pulse from high-altitude nuclear detonations has fried every electronic device that wasn't shielded. Your phone? Dead. Your car? Dead. The hospital equipment? Dead. The water treatment plant? Dead. The internet is gone. Not slow, gone. Every server, every router, every satellite. The sum total of human knowledge, cat videos, and arguments about pineapple on pizza? All gone. The fallout is still falling. It's invisible, odorless, tasteless, and absolutely lethal. If you receive a dose of 400 rems of radiation, you have a 50% chance of dying within 30 days. Your hair falls out. You vomit constantly. You bleed from every orifice. Your immune system collapses. You die from infections that your body would normally fight off without you even noticing. There's no treatment. Hospitals are destroyed or overwhelmed. Medicine is running out. Doctors are dead or dying. If you venture outside without protection, you're dead. If you stay inside, you're slowly running out of food and water. The water from your tap? Contaminated. The rain? Radioactive. The food in your pantry? It'll run out in a week, maybe 2 if you're careful. Then what? The first month. The fires are still burning. Hundreds of cities are still aflame, pumping millions of tons of smoke into the atmosphere. The smoke is rising into the stratosphere, where it will stay for years. The sun is dimming. This is where nuclear winter begins. You know how a volcanic eruption can cool the planet? In 1815, Mount Tambora erupted and caused the year without a summer. Crops failed worldwide. People starved. A nuclear war would pump 100 times more smoke into the atmosphere than Tambora. The temperature drops, first by a few degrees, then by 10 degrees, then by 20. In the middle of summer, it starts to snow. The crops die. All of them, worldwide. The global food supply collapses. The first year. Famine. Worldwide famine on a scale never seen in human history. The global food supply chain, already destroyed by the war, can't function in nuclear winter. Crops won't grow. Animals are dying. The ocean food chain is collapsing as plankton die from lack of sunlight. People are starving. Not just in the bombed countries, everywhere. India, China, Africa, South America. Countries that weren't even involved in the war are watching their populations starve because the sun doesn't shine anymore. The global death toll reaches 2 billion. 2 billion. That's more than the entire population of the Americas, Europe, and Africa combined. And it's not from the bombs. It's from the aftermath. The first decade. The smoke is finally clearing. The sun is returning. The temperature is rising back to normal. But normal doesn't exist anymore. The ozone layer is destroyed. UV radiation floods the Earth's surface. Skin cancer rates skyrocket among the survivors. Ecosystems collapse. The global economy? There isn't one. Money is meaningless. Governments have collapsed. Nations have ceased to exist. Humanity has been reduced to scattered bands of survivors fighting over the scraps of the old world. The global population has dropped from 8 billion to maybe 1 billion. 7 billion people dead. That's 87.5% of humanity gone. The Bronze Age collapse. The fall of Rome. The Black Death. World War II. All of them combined don't come close to this level of devastation. Act 6. The absurdity. Or, why this should terrify you. Here's the really terrifying part. All of this, every single bit of this nightmare scenario, is based on real science, real weapons, and real war plans. This isn't some science fiction. This is a scientific fact. The weapons exist right now, today, as you're reading this. The United States has approximately 5,400 nuclear warheads. Russia has approximately 6,000. That's enough to destroy human civilization several times over. And here's the kicker. We almost used them. Multiple times.
Doomsday machine.
I was under the impression that I was the only one in authority to order the use of nuclear weapons.
That's right, sir. You are the only person authorized to do so. And although I hate to judge before all the facts are in, it's beginning to look like General Ripper exceeded his authority.
Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. We were one decision away from nuclear war. Soviet submarines, out of contact with Moscow, were being depth-charged by American destroyers. The submarine captains thought war had started. They prepared to launch nuclear torpedoes. It required unanimous agreement from 3 officers. 2 said yes. 1 said no. Vasily Arkhipov. Remember that name. He saved the world. 1979. NORAD computers showed a massive Soviet nuclear attack incoming. Bombers were scrambled. Missiles were prepared for launch. Then, someone realized it was a training tape accidentally loaded into the system. Oops. 1983. Stanislav Petrov. We already talked about him. He saved the world, too. 1995. Boris Yeltsin, the Norwegian rocket. He had the nuclear briefcase open and was seconds away from ordering a retaliatory strike. We've been lucky. But luck runs out. And here's the thing that should keep you up at night. The systems haven't gotten safer. They've gotten more complex, more automated, more prone to error. We've got AI systems monitoring for launches now, algorithms making split-second decisions, cyber warfare capabilities that could trigger false alarms, or worse, actual launches. We've got more countries with nuclear weapons, more unstable regimes, more chances for miscalculation. We've got aging weapons systems maintained by underpaid technicians.
Its training version have been updated over the years and kept ready to go on short notice. But the supporting equipment is simply old, in and out of the bunkers.
In 2010, the US lost contact with 50 nuclear missiles for 45 minutes due to a computer malfunction. Just lost contact, couldn't communicate with them, didn't know their status for 45 minutes. We've got political leaders who talk casually about using nuclear weapons.
I don't think it's inevitable, but I think if you have to hit Iran, you don't put boots on the ground, you do it with tactical nuclear devices, and you set them back a decade.
Who threaten nuclear war on Twitter, who seem to have forgotten why we built these weapons in the first place. Not to use them, to never use them. Because using them means the end of everything.